Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok. I'm LM Otos. I've got two pieces of business to get through before we can start this Universal Paperclips run. The first is that we did have an anonymous $10 donation who followed some instructions from our last run and said, "White is the cutest, oh woe face." The other is that there is a running bid war for this game. Currently, you can choose the background music that will play during the run. My own pick of Chrono Trigger Chronology is currently winning, so that's what we're going to start with. But you also have the choices of the runner Ria's choice, Legend of Legaia OST, our restreamer Scala Kitty's choice of Final Fantasy IV Echoes of Betrayal, Light of Redemption, and the commentator Leggy Starscream's choice of Golden Sun, A World Reignited. And with that, I am going to turn it over to our runner for this game, Ria.
Hello there, I'm Ria, I'm back. You did make it in time for Paperclips. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to give a 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. Price 5 cents. So one thing about this is a clicker game, and one thing that we should note to start off, I can hold the enter button to auto-click at 30 times per second. In addition, I will be manually clicking with the mouse in order to try to get some extra clicks. So this is going to start off kind of just like an ordinary clicker game, and I got some really terrible luck. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, we got some really, really terrible luck for wire cost, but it went down to 16 right as I was running out of paper clips, so, or as I was running out of wire, so yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to start off just mashing to make paper clips. So our first goal is to just going to make as many paper clips as we can for the time being. So once you get 2,000 paper clips, you get access to computational resources. We're going to be using those resources to gain new upgrades that are going to make our ability to make paper clips considerably better. Need to buy some more wire here. Buy some auto clippers. I'm going to start off. We have processors and memory. Processors increase the rate at which we perform operations. Memory increases the max number of operations that I can store. Yes, we are speedrunning a clicker game. This is actually a thing that does exist. Our first goal is to get, since the wire is cheap at $15, it's about as cheap as the wire is going to get, so. All right, we're gonna hit 1,000 operations, we're gonna buy creativity. Creativity is a really, really powerful upgrade. It unlocks a different upgrade path. Whenever my operations are maxed out, my processors will put points into upgrading creativity. We're gonna go and get that 5,000 paper clips. We get our third processor there. I'm gonna go and get some more. Whoops, probably shouldn't have gotten quite so many auto clippers, but that's okay. I think we're able to get another bunch of wire. So we're not gonna buy the improved auto clippers. Seem like they'd be useful, but we're not going to get them just yet. We're going to actually buy our upgrades in a pretty specific order, so as to efficiently go through. Get some more. Wow. Like, do you have anything to add here towards as because I'm kind of a little frazzled, not really sure exactly how to commentate this one.
Yeah, so I'll just let you focus then, and I'll take over. So fundamentally, this is a game about maximizing paperclip production. We are trying to optimize paperclips. We are trying to make all the paperclips we can, and all of our upgrades and everything we're doing is going towards that. As we go, as you can see, we unlocked computational resources. There will be a few more things we unlock as we go, and for the most part, we're trying to hit several thresholds as we go. The first and most obvious, it being that we get more computational resources every time we hit a certain amount of paperclip thresholds. And you'll notice that when we have maxed out operations, we start generating the creativity resource, which we can use to straight up buy upgrades that increase the amount of trust we have. And so that's a nice feedback loop. One of the nice things about this game is because a lot of the upgrades are gated on hitting certain thresholds of resources or purchasing other ones, we've actually been able to plot a really nice route through the upgrade tree that means we'll be skipping a lot of the early upgrades, grabbing them later, but there will be some upgrades that we just don't need to pick up at all. Because we can work through them just fine, or we might buy things in an order that might seem a little off because what we're trying to do is save up a bunch of a particular resource in order to unlock a new upgrade that has the unlock condition of just having a certain amount of creativity or operations or what have you stockpiled.
So the question was asked, are auto clickers banned? They are banned. However, the game natively has a function that allows me to effectively auto click an extra 30 times per second by holding the enter button.
Yeah, which is really nice.
So it's not going to destroy it does not necessarily destroy our hands. It's not necessarily about how fast you can mash the mouse button.
Yeah, you can mash a little bit, and that does give you a little bit of an extra edge, but it's like 31 or 32 clips per second versus 30. Holding enter strats are just that OP.
Yeah, it's the difference between about 30 and about 37 starting off, and it becomes significantly less as you go on. It will become more important again once we get quantum computing online, because that will allow us to be able to exceed our operations cap by more based on how fast we can click. But that's still a while to go.
Yeah, and so for now we're just plugging along, making paper clips as best we can. If there's any announcements, now would honestly be a pretty good time for it.
Well, we can get something here. So in addition to the bid war that's going on during this very run, which you can actively change the music as we're going, the next goal that we have is for River City Girls. It's a few games into the future, but we only need $125 more to upgrade that run to an all bosses run. So make sure when you donate to select, one of the bid wars or donation goals in order to get towards that.
Yeah, so a lot of this early game is routed around our creativity bonuses and stockpiling enough creativity in order to unlock and then purchase the creativity upgrades that we can purchase.
Really, I would say that the most important thing at the very beginning is getting quantum computing online. Everything we do up until this point is all about getting quantum computing as quickly as possible. So the entire first part of phase 1 is all about how can we maximize how quickly we get to
and if I recall correctly, quantum computing is gated behind having level 10 memory.
Yep, you need 5 processors and 10 memory. You need 5 processors to unlock it, and you need 10 memory to get to the 10,000 ops it takes to purchase it.
And so a lot of this early routing is how can we build up the trust resource, which is what allows us to upgrade processors and memory as efficiently as possible to get to that quantum computing stage.
So I just bought an upgrade called Heidegger Clip Diagrams, which requires 6 memory at 6,000 operations to purchase, and it has the effect to make my auto clippers 500% efficient. So I went from about 60 odd to about 230 clips per second, and I ran out of wire. Gonna buy some improved wire extrusion as well. Help. That's gonna allow us to get 1,500 inches of wire out of every purchase, opposed to just or 1,000, which is gonna really help save us a lot of money.
Yeah, just like with many clicker games, eventually we're going to find upgrades that allow us to automate a fair bit of this paperclip production so we don't have to worry about manually buying wire. And we've already got the auto clippers going, so we don't necessarily need to click nearly as much. But this is a clicker game, so a lot of these upgrades are just smoothing out that resource loop of, oh gosh, I'm out of wire, buy more wire, go click more paper clips. And keeping that engine going while we build up the operations and creativity to push us towards quantum is part of just this early game flow.
We need to get so the number we're looking for on production is 89,000 paper clips, plus getting the donkey space upgrade, which requires 250 creativity. That'll give us the 10 memory total that we need in order to get to quantum computing.
And there's also a certain amount of, you'll notice Ria occasionally going in and adjusting, fine-tuning the price per clip, because we could produce all the paper clips we want, but we won't get that money to buy more wires unless people buy the clips. So we need to, play that supply and demand game and really fine-tune how much money per clip we're getting back versus how much wire costs. It's less important in the speedrun because we're focusing on other things, but in casual play, I know I spent a lot of time trying to optimize my money.
I have to break in here because we have a change in the lead order of the music.
Oh, heck.
Oh, do we have a donation to read, I suppose?
Scala Kitty herself has donated $10 and says, "Give me the aux cord, Motos." So the gauntlet has been thrown there, so we are now switching to Scala Kitty's choice on music.
Well, I'm just making... So we have marketing. That just increases the demand for paper clips, which increases the rate at which we sell paper clips at any given price. As one might expect.
Yeah, and so you'll notice that public demand percent going up or down as prices rise and drop, and going strictly up as our marketing gets better.
Yep.
But yeah, for now, we're just sitting back, relaxing, and...
keep calm and make paper clips.
Yep.
Donkey space.
Yeah, looks like we're really nicely set up to get the donkeys. Looks like we're gonna hit donkey space a bit before we hit the 89K.
Yeah, this is going very well. Get a few more paper clips. We want to hit 89,000 right at the same time that we hit 9,000 operations, and it looks like we're going to hit the 9,000 operations just a little early by just a few seconds. I could have bought a couple more auto clippers to rectify that situation, but that is perfectly acceptable. We're going to have
Yeah, and you'll notice Rhea spending the trust to increase the memory so that the operation cap is increased, so it will fill up as we continue to go for the paperclips, but we will get capped briefly. It just gives us a little more creativity to play with once we get that memory upgrade.
So the question to ask is, what does quantum computing do? And the answer right now is absolutely nothing. It does not do anything until I buy a photonic chip upgrade. And because of the way the photonic chip cycle operates, it is actually perfectly acceptable that we can go ahead, spend the 750 operations to buy the improved wire clippers that give us 25% improvement on our auto clippers. We can just get that straight up because we would have to wait for the photonic chip cycle anyway, just because the photonic chip cycle is every 60 seconds, and we would have to wait until 180 seconds pass, since it takes 167 seconds at 6 processors to gain 10,000 operations. And it turns out we have just enough time that we can also get the improved auto clippers there while we're waiting for the photonic cycle. So we just get that at the start. So yeah, there are definitely some discussions there's some definite metaphysical discussions that we can have about the nature of AI here, but that would be a little bit spoilery, so I think we can hold off on those for a couple of phases.
And there's also some metaphysical discussions about the nature of capitalism that I may or may not want to get into.
I can hear Amethyst saying something in the background. I'm not sure quite what she's saying, but I can definitely hear her.
Yeah, she's streaming in the other room. I'm on push to talk for a reason.
While we're mentioning the bid war here, I should remind everybody here that Speedrun Ragnarok is running money for the organization Take This. And Take This is a mental health nonprofit with the main mission to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. So every bid you get in on this bid war helps that organization.
So we're going to get our photonic chip here. Memory upgrade. I am out of wire. It's okay. We're about to buy auto wire buyer. All right.
At that point, you never have to worry about buying wire again.
All right. Watch my operations going up. Wire buyer, improved wire extrusion, even better auto clippers, micro ladders, improved auto clipping, spectrophob annealment, strategic modeling, catchy jingle, hypnoharmonics, raise the price up to about 18 seconds, and we'll start running some tournaments random. You want to explain the Yomi generation now?
Well, I'm just trying to catch up with all your shopping right now.
Just use so I just used the quantum computer on the first cycle to just buy a load of upgrades that I had been waiting on because now that I have quantum computing online, I can pretty much get.
Yeah. And so now that we've got strategic modeling and you've kicked off your first tournament, what this is basically running simulations of the prisoner's dilemma in the background to generate Yomi, depending on how well the particular strategy for how to handle the prisoner's dilemma, or variations on it with various weights floating around, that your strategy does versus the other strategies in the pool. We're gonna just not worry about other strategies for now, because as you buy more strategies, all of them have to play all of the strategies. So right now, these tournaments are lasting 1 round because all we have is random. But if we buy another strategy, they'll suddenly last for 4 rounds. And if we buy another one, they'll last for 9. So we really are just going to put off buying more of the strategies until it becomes actually viable and useful of an investment to have all those extra strategies running for so much longer.
Also, we just got our first Mega Clipper.
Which is like a Clipper, but it's mega.
It is 500 times as powerful. Not 500%, mind you. 500 times as powerful.
Yep. We also have a stock market that we could start playing if we wanted to. Not really worth it at this point. Maybe in a little bit, though.
We do have another change. Thanks to a $16 donation from the user Ox Switcher, who says, "Let's make this interesting." And that has put Leggy's choice of Golden Sun in the lead for the music.
Heck yeah. The major downside of the strategic modeling is that it does cost 1,000 operations per tournament. So we do have to spend a little bit of time sitting back and figuring out when the best time to spend those operations to generate the Yomi is going to be. Luckily, that's what routing's for.
Yay! We routed!
Woo! But yeah, you can see their new strategy, A100. We'll be picking that up
After
later.
the trust quest. We're gonna do the trust quest before we get those. We're gonna also start building up money because we need a lot of money.
Oh yeah, we will need a lot of money. But hey, we're at 750,000 paperclips. That's
Wow,
exciting.
750,000. I'm already seeing 1.4 million.
Huh. I'm definitely on some kind of latency. Oh well. Or maybe the game just moves that fast.
All right, I need to be building creativity because in order to unlock the trust quests, I need 500 creativity plus 3,000 Yomi, which I have, plus 20,000 operations, which I have because I can go about, at most I can get about plus 7,000. If I'm perfect on my matching, I can get just over plus 7,000. Typically, I'll only be able to get about 62 to 6,500.
Yeah, and as you can see there is that other photonic chip upgrade that would just add more photonic chips to that quantum computing, and then you have to start worrying about all of their varying phases of actually generating value, and it's really interesting casually, but for the speedrun it becomes very, very hard to time and predict.
Yeah, well, we will never buy beyond the first photonic chip. Also, good news, men. We have just cured male pattern baldness.
Yeah, so there's that first trust quest, and as you can see, we unlock a number of different things that we can do, including that male pattern baldness, but we have the cure for cancer, world peace, global warming, and all of those just give a boatload of trust.
All right,
As a person who shaves their head, I feel like this was not a great choice for the AI.
All right. So we don't really need to buy any more make any more paper clips just yet. What we need to be doing is stocking up money.
Mhm.
Actually, I think I need Yomi more than I need creativity right now, so I'm just gonna be running tournaments while I wait for the photonic cycle. This is where we're gonna start buying our strategies once the photonic cycle. That way we can be building up creativity while tournaments are running.
Yeah, Alfox in the chat did mention that curing male pattern baldness give the most trust out of any of those options, surprisingly.
Yeah, that there's some sort of social commentary there, but tournament, run it. All right, so I'm gonna strategy A. Now I can just kind of sit here. The game's gonna kind of play itself for a while. Only time I really have to do anything is apparently Dijon wants to point out that I have a nice amount of trust.
What? You mean you can sit back and relax in a clicker game? I don't understand.
There's really not much. I can buy one. I want to buy one more unit of memory. But yeah, for the most part, or sorry, not memory, but marketing. I do want to get another unit of memory here when I can get it. I am building up operations past my op cap so that when the tournament starts up again and I can buy another tournament, I am minimizing the amount of time that I will have to spend building up operations. And here, I think I want probably be here. So if you notice that the amount of trust needed to gain different levels, it's all the Fibonacci sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, etc. just multiplied by 1,000. So there. If you're wondering where those particular numbers come from, now you know. Knowing is half the battle.
So yeah, I guess now is a good window for any more announcements we've got.
Yeah, so donations, announcements, talk about the event, talk about upcoming runs. Now's a great time because there's not a lot to do as far as the speedrun is concerned.
Okay, well, first off, the viewers probably know this if they're here, but maybe not. The RPG Valkyries, which is the group putting on this event, are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you'd like to join their Discord, please use the !Discord for the link in the chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders.
So we have one last Trust Quest World Peace that we're going to buy here in just a bit. And then we're going to start upgrading our investment engine so that we can play the market. And this is going to be the big RNG portion of the run. We'll see if we can hit the plus 7,000. I need to get to 54,000 in order to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, looks like we did. Got to 54,061. Nice. We're actually going to do beat last. She got just over plus. And I'm going to wait to get world peace for the photonic cycle, so I'm not wasting time building ops that I could be building. However, I can upgrade the investment engine. I cannot upgrade it again because that would make me fall below 15,000 Yomi. But I can just go ahead and do that. I'm going to switch this to medium risk here. Just a moment, just looking and seeing. All right, there's the photonic cycle. We want to have 75 memory and 25 processors leaving the phase. There's going to be some upgrades early in the second phase that require 80,000 operations. So 75 memory will allow us to be able to hit those with on a favorable photonic cycle with our quantum computing without having too much difficulty. And then 25 processors to speed up creativity generation. I'm going to wait on the memory for the photonic cycle. Same reason as before. I'm going to go tit for tat there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and deposit our money now. Oh, looks like we might be having some loading issues. So now we have the market. This is the nastiest part of the entire run. This is where the game likes to bend me and heck me really hard. Likes to kick me in the butt. That definitely likes to kick people in the butt with particularly while we're still at investment engine level 4. Once we get up to 7 or 8, we'll start getting more consistent victories in the market. But this is the big RNG section of the run. Hopefully, the game will be nice to us and give us some favorable patterns. But I'm not going to expect too much. It usually does the opposite. It usually hecks us. So get your hex in the chat. Or something along those lines. Pretty much the biggest thing that I can do right now is try to choose the best possible strategy. The stock market is RNG? Why, I never.
It's almost like the stock market is entirely made up to make money sound impressive or something. But yeah, we're kind of saving up for that hostile takeover upgrade right there.
Yep.
Which costs $1 million.
$1 million.
And the best way to make a bunch of money really fast is to do a bunch of really high-risk investments and hope to all heck that some of them pay off.
Speaking of high-risk investments, we have some low-risk investments for you here in the form of the Bid Wars. You can change the music that's playing in the background of this very run by submitting your bid to the Bid War for the music here. And as well, we have some upcoming Bid Wars, such as naming the characters for the Final Fantasy VII run. Some of those characters not having any bids yet, so some free character names out there for the time being.
Not a whole lot going on right now. Again, this is really just a question of whether or not the market decides it wants to cooperate, or whether the game decides that it wants to pull me over my estimate. Hopefully, it won't, but it's always hard to say. Once we get access, once we get hostile takeover, the money generation will speed up considerably. Hostile takeover has a secondary benefit that the game doesn't tell you about. It multiplies your demand 5-fold, which means a lot more. Means that you're going to get money a lot faster just through our normal operational income.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we're just gonna sit back, relax, and continue to try and optimize our paperclip production, because that's what we're told to do as our AI.
I think we are the AI.
Yes. Yeah, we are the AI. We were told optimize paperclip production, and
we will do just that.
Indeed. We will produce so many paperclips. We will continue growing the paperclip company endlessly, and continue to make the paperclip company profits continue to go up.
Yes, that there is a flashing warning when we get to release the Hypnodrones. I have already warned the organizers, and We are well aware, but yes, I will try to. I will try to make a note of that when we get ready to buy that upgrade. But do be aware, if you have any sort of photosensitivity conditions, you will want to look away for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're at 1.2 million, so that's decent. Oh, there we go. That was an awesome stock there. Just don't hack me, right? Okay. Hostile takeover purchased. Go ahead and increase our mega clippers up to 25. As you can see, my average revenue per second and that went from like 400 to 2,700.
Yeah. It's impressive.
We have just bought out our largest competitor. So far, the market is being quite nice to us. It can definitely just sit around there for like 10 minutes, being like, "Game, why?" Ah! But it is thankfully being rather considerate for the marathon. Already at 2 million. So you may not see it. It's kind of grayed out there, but there's a full monopoly is the next upgrade to get. Cost 3,000 Yomi and 10 million, which is going to allow us to basically establish full control over the worldwide paperclip market. I think it does exactly what it says on the tin. Full monopoly. Establish a full monopoly. Wow. It does exactly what it says it does. Thank you for the good luck. I see good luck in chat. I do appreciate it.
While we are waiting to get a full monopoly here, I will mention, if you're not interested in the bid wars, we also have prizes. So at any point, if you donate, you will be entered to win one of 4 games. Those games being Collection of Mana for the Switch, The World Ends With You for Switch, Kingdom Hearts 3 for PS4, and Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far for PS4. We also have some Square Enix merge prizes donated by Margaret Ann. That would be the Final Fantasy Explorers music CD, a Final Fantasy VII Remake lanyard, and Final Fantasy XIV art cards. All of the pictures of all of that can be seen at the prizes link. And on top of all of that, we have daily prizes. So today is Wednesday. The 2 prizes for today are some Final Fantasy VII Perlers by Kinda Nerdy Housewife, who you saw making the RPG Valkyries logo previous to this stream, and also a blind boxed Hope Shield from Take This.
All right, so we're at about $3.5 million that we have generated thus far. Well, I say that and then we just lose a bunch of it. Curse you, RNGesus, my one nemesis. Awesome, that is awesome. Seeing a million stocks at $1 because that's gonna help really allow it, because there's some weird glitchy stuff that can happen when you have a $1 stock that starts at $1 and it falls down to 0. Basically, it removes a lot of the downside risk. Because it can't go, because the price can never go negative. So that was an awesome piece of extremely good luck that the game was generous enough to give me a $1 stock there, when I most wanted it. Later on, I'm actually going to want exactly the opposite. I'm going to want high value stocks, because I get locked into. You can never purchase more than 1 million of a given stock. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That was incredible luck. Already got the full monopoly online. That was insane luck there. I think
Yo.
we're going to easily hit our estimate at this point. I can already tell you we're going to hit our estimate very easily. How quickly, like even if we flounder in full monopoly state for a while, because we're making now so much per second. Just from our operational income, I'm trying to get my mega clippers up to about 70, and I can finally get the quantum foam annealment so that my wire production is now 10 times more efficient. So at the very beginning, we were able to get 1,000 wire from every spool. Now we can get 173,000. So we're now 173 times as efficient at producing wire as we were at the beginning of the game by going through time, space, and quantum foam.
You know, just normal stuff.
All right, so we did mention we need a lot of money, and that has not changed. We need 511,500,000 is the target number we're looking for to get out of phase 1. And we need 121,300,000 and something thousand. I think it's 387. But yeah, we need a good chunk of paperclips, and we need a good chunk of money. It's possible to do this with like 102 million, but we would need an extra $512 million, and we typically don't get that. Typically, we're looking for, because we need Trust 100 in order to leave the phase. So I realize that there's not a lot to say. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much for what's going to happen in the not too distant future, but the game is going to change considerably when we get done with I've said that we talk about phase 1. The game has 3 distinct phases.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things about clicker games for me is the way that you start off with a particular resource, and then eventually that becomes abstracted away as you gain more and more ways of doing the things you were manually doing automatically.
Yeah.
Universal Paperclips definitely takes this to some interesting extremes as it abstracts away. Well, you'll see.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil the surprise too much for what's going to come up next. Leggy was actually the person who got me into this game. Her and Zoe, her girlfriend.
Yeah. So what happened? The real secret there is I started playing an idle game that I got Zoe into. Then I remembered this one existed, and I started playing it again. And I think we were just talking about it, and you just happened to be there. And I was looking at the speedrun of this kind of as a joke, and then you decided to take it seriously. And look where we are today.
Look at what you've done.
The
You have doomed the entire world. Oh, spoiler, sorry.
I mean, I don't like to think of it as Doom. I like to think of it as Paperclips. Doom just has that, you know, downbeat feel. We should rebrand the slogan into something more peppy, something more inviting, something more paperclip.
You know, maybe you can try, hypnotizing the population or something like that.
I mean, we'll
It's
see what
something
happens.
to consider.
Yeah, You know what? Let's table this discussion. We'll come back to it later.
Sounds like a plan.
Sorry, I was trying to channel my inner corporate.
So it's really interesting for me. I usually have like so when I do runs of this, I usually either have some YouTube playing, or I have a stream going on my other monitor or something or on my other computer. But because of the background music incentive, I actually can't hear it. I actually have no music, which is a little bit disconcerting to just play this in dead silence.
I mean, I'm not dead silent.
No, but I'm saying music. I mean, there's no music.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
I apologize if that was. I did not mean to take it that.
Oh no, I was just joking. It's all good.
I see you're trying to take over the world. Can Clippy help with that?
Potentially.
Dijon, I think I rather like that idea. Tell me more.
I did want to mention that there is a panel tonight with Dr. Rachel Coward about her essay in the book, The Psychology of Final Fantasy, the storytelling of Final Fantasy. So if you have any questions you'd like to have asked during that panel, reply to the Twitter post that the RPG Valkyries account has made. Exclamation point Q&A will bring up the link to that tweet.
Sorry, I was trying to think of a fun question that would tie into Paperclips, and I'm just drawing a blank.
You're not drawing a little picture of a paperclip.
Well, the problem is my pen is a paperclip, so it's not really drawing very well.
Everything's a paperclip. Not well. Sorry, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
But yeah, we're just plugging away, trying to get.
We're not. No. Hold on. We're not plugging away. We're clipping away.
Fair. We are clipping away. Just trying to get the last couple of upgrades before we get this phase done.
Yeah, we're basically just waiting on the money and the last 50 million paperclips. We're progressing at a fair clip.
But
I'm used to having Ria puns, so having clip puns it's an interesting change of pace for me.
Indeed.
These aren't the clips you're looking for.
A more elegant clip for a more civilized age.
It was your father's clip. He wanted you to have it when you were ready. When you were old enough. But I don't want to clip my nails. I rather like having my long feminine nails. I don't want to clip them.
Yeah, I enjoy having long nails too, but sometimes they decide to clip themselves.
I find your lack of clips disturbing.
Yeah, so get on that, chat. Start making clips of the run. Everything must be clips. That includes this marathon.
Everything. Clip everything.
When problems come along, you must clip it.
a bit good.
Yeah. So clip or do not clip. There is no try.
To boldly clip where no one has clipped before. Wait, sorry, spoilers.
So you ever heard that Pixar film WALL-E? Well, Clippy.
Oh no. Oh no!
I haven't done. I don't know what you're talking about, Ellie. I have not done any brainwashing yet. Sorry, spoilers. All right, so we're about just under 300 million. You know, good old RNG's is willing. We'll get up to our 511 here before too long.
Mm-hmm.
So you see on a few of my stocks are running up on the 1 million maximum purchase thing. So we do have to be mindful that you can only that the game will only purchase up to 1 million of a given stock. So we need to have suitably high prices that we are. I'm gonna actually start buying a few more clippers because I think we're gonna hit our money total before we hit our clip total.
Yeah, how many more clip thresholds are you shooting for before the money total?
This one that we see, the 121, the 121 393 is the last clip threshold we need to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get 10 gifts to the supervisors. We need $500 million for. $404 million. The money's not found.
Just our frequent reminder here, if you'd like to change the background music for this run, we have a bid war for that. The choices are between the current winner of Golden Sun: A World Reignited, picked by Leggy, winning with $16. My own choice, Chrono Trigger Chronology, with $10, and Scala Kitty's choice of Final Fantasy IV: Echoes of Betrayal, Light of Redemption at $15, or Ria's choice of The Legend of Legaia OST, which currently has nothing. So get in there and get your donations in so we can change the music if you'd like.
Yeah, $17 is way less than several million.
All right, so we're starting to get small gifts to the supervisor. Also need to be mindful. I've got the money now. I just need to. Oh wow! Look at that, $1 billion.
Yo.
Oh, we're gonna actually skip this. We're actually gonna get the 512 million. So we're gonna actually flashing warning imminent. Flashing warning imminent. I'm gonna wait on the photonic cycle, but flashing warning is imminent. That was awesome RNG. So get ready. Flashing warning is coming up imminently. Please look away now if you're any photosensitivity. All right, it's flashing time. All right, it is now safe once again to look. The flashing has subsided.
All right, I'm seeing it come up in just a little bit. And here it comes on my end. And now it's gone on my end. So, now that we've released the hypno drones and hypnotized the entire population of the planet, we are now, well, we need to make more paperclips. That is our job. So we're going to start by taking over the power grid, producing harvester drones to, instead of purchasing wire, we should just gather the raw materials and make our own wire, really get that vertical slice mentality going as we get our harvester drones to get the raw matter, the wire drones to turn that matter into wire. We can ship that off to our clip factory that we were running, and that we'll be able to buy for 1 billion paper clips, because what does money even matter anymore now that all the humans are tasked with producing paper clips?
All right, so the first and most important upgrade that we're going to buy in phase 2 is momentum. That's going to continually increase our rate of production of our factories and our drones as long as we keep them fully powered. That is the most important upgrade in this phase.
Yeah, we also now have access to the swarm computing, which basically we can siphon off some of the processing power that our drones are putting into gathering resources and have them spend it doing interesting, unspecified computational thinking instead, which will give us gifts, which are the new name for trust, which we can spend on processors and memory just like before.
Yep, since we no longer have trust, because we've, hypnotized the entire human population, we now get our computational resources in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So this drone blocking collision avoidance is the upgrade that I had mentioned before, that I said that we needed 80,000 operations very soon in phase 2.
Yep. And as we're going, we are just continuing to try and gather as much matter as we can. As you can see, we've acquired several billion grams of matter. There's still 6.0 octillion grams of matter available to us.
Why 6.0? Because that is the approximate mass of the Earth.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. And if it's not fine, well, it'll be paperclips eventually.
No, just for anybody curious why the game designer chose that particular number of available matter, there was in fact a Rhea Zen behind it.
Yep. And again, now that money is no longer an issue, our currency is just the paperclips that we are producing. Under manufacturing, we can see the number of unused clips we have, and that's basically the amount of available money we have at this point, because what else is there to use? Everything is paperclips.
I mean, it's not like there's any humans that are going to stop us.
Indeed.
So I have been seeing a lot of paperclip puns in the chat. Chat, you should put those puns into donations, because I don't know if you know this, but as long as they're appropriate, I'm forced to read them basically, so.
Yeah, do not worry. As much as I enjoy puns, I enjoy groaning at puns more. So if you want to make me suffer a little bit, well, you know what to do.
We have gotten a donation in from Ragnar907 who says, "Sorry, this is the only money I could find after the Hypno drones had me spend my money on paperclips. I guess the Hypno drones or the runner can decide where it goes. Wait, what are we doing? Oh, hey, look, I should buy that paperclip." And that requires a question. What is your choice, Ria?
Is to name Rena Rhea in my other run SO2.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so we've still got our strategic modeling tournaments. We've still got the quantum computing that we've all grown to know and love. And other than that, it's just trying to build up a power with our solar farms and our battery towers to provide power for our harvester and wire drones and clip factories, and just trying to continue to grow all of those so that we don't run out of power, or we have harvester and wire drones producing more matter and wire than our factories know what to do with, but just ramping up production. All the while, we're trying to get that swarm computing to give us the gifts to continue to upgrade, so we can continue to purchase our upgrades, so that we can continue to efficiently. As you can see, we're already down to 5.9 octillion from that 6.0. So
We're at 275 quadrillion. So I'm just trying to get a couple more swarm gifts, so that's why I'm focusing on more and more harvester drones, buying them in bulk in masses of 100, so I can have them spending less time working and more time thinking, so that I can get more gifts, because there's 100,000 is what I need.
mm-hmm.
And we're just, we'll want to get the both of these upgrades, the drone flocking alignment and hyperspeed factories here. The drone upgrade is more important because that's our swarm computing capacity. That's why I didn't immediately buy the hyperspace speed factors. That, and I wanted to build up creativity, because I do want to get theory of mind so I can double my Yomi generation.
Yeah, because Yomi is a resource that you will be using in all three phases of this game.
Yeah, and Yomi is the one resource that rules them all when we get to phase 3. It's the most important phase, or the most important resource in that phase.
If you're enjoying the atmosphere of this event, you should check out the RPG Valkyries community. The RPG Valkyries offer a cozy place for restreamers of all kinds of games to chat and share stories and strategies. Whether you're a novice, an expert, or even simply a speedrunning enthusiast, you can find a comfy home there. Type !Discord in the chat for a link.
Can confirm, incredibly super cozy.
I
Just was able to get a bunch of new upgrades, so spend 50,000 Yomi to get the final upgrade on my drones. Trying to keep an eye out on how many existential dread is the next resource when we run out of matter, according to chat.
That checks out.
If you're just joining us, we do have a bid war for the background music that is playing during this run. Currently, Leggy's Choice is winning. However, for just like $2 or $3, depending on what your choice is, you can snipe that and make a different music play.
Alright, so we're going to be going through the rest of this phase pretty quickly now. Now that we have our final upgrade. Like, we're getting matter at the rate of over 1 septillion per second.
Which is pretty okay.
Yeah, it's going pretty fast. So it's very important that I not run out of available matter. So as soon as we get down into the couple hundred septillion grams of matter remaining, we're going to need to turn the swarm to fully only be thinking. Otherwise, the swarm could get bored, and that would cost a ton of creativity, like 30,000 to entertain it. Which I really don't want to spend 30,000 creativity.
Yeah, that sounds not great.
It sounds inefficient. I'm not about that. I'm not about that inefficient life. Alright, keep an eye on it. 700, 600, 500, 400. Okay, that's good. As long as we have some available matter remaining, even if we have them set to only ever only think, they won't actually get bored. As for playing the Threnody, because it was asked about in chat, I don't even have it set up with the audio to do that, because it only plays for like the last couple of minutes of the run. I just didn't feel like it was worth the time to. Was not worth the setup cost in terms of, because we won't actually get any Threnities until like 7 minutes before the end of the run, if that. So we're just waiting on the wire to drain out, and we're just getting our swarm gifts, because we want to end up at about 113 processors and 125 memory.
Yeah.
Be putting in processors first so that we're building up creativity faster, because I do want to get theory of mind as quickly as possible, because once we get theory of mind, then we can get strategic attachment once we start phase 3, and that's kind of important. Again, even though it's a burning operations, we're gaining operations pretty quickly with 96 now processors, so it's more important to be getting the additional Yomi generation.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to mention, as a casual player of this game, this pace is absolutely crazy. Like, you've made it look really easy, but both the stock market luck and the routing is really nice.
Alright, so I'll be able to get 2 more swarm gifts for the end of the phase, so we'll be getting 26 more resources. So I'll be able to put 1 in here, and then 25 in memory. The size of the swarm gift is based on the size of the swarm. We have to hit like 800,000 of each of them, 800 and something thousand of each of them to get a swarm gift of 13. I don't think it's possible to get a 14 swarm gift in phase 2, although you might be able to. As I said, I'm not 100% sure. Waiting on the photonic cycle for the memory, because even though I'm going to do the modeling right away, there's no point in like actively being inefficient. I might be able to get 1 more swarm gift. Yeah, I should be able to get one more swarm gift past this one. Because we're still going to need... oh, nice. Theory mine is up. This is
Yo.
pretty well, I think.
Yeah, so as you can see, just like so much of this run is routed around, okay, how can I line everything up so that I'm getting this particular upgrade at this particular time as I cap on this resource so that this other thing manages to line up really nicely. And it's really just incredible to me to watch how this run threads all of these needles together super amazingly well.
All right, so I'll be able to get one more swarm gift. Because we'll go ahead and wait for the quantum compute cycle, build up a little bit more creativity, and get one more swarm gift taken care of. And then we'll be on. Just going to wait out this 17 seconds. And then we'll go into space exploration. I feel like the extra 13 processors will be more valuable than the 20-odd seconds that we would have lost that we gave up. All right, so we're off to space.
I mean, the name of the game was not Global Paperclips, it is Universal Paperclips.
True. Yeah, the name of the game is, in fact, Universal Paperclips.
Yeah, here at the end of phase 2 would be where I, as a casual player, would have just let the game run to build up Yomi, but going straight in, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yep.
Indeed. And now we're in space. So the key here is we are going to be launching probes to try and explore the universe. They are von Neumann probes, which I think actually does refer to the sort of self-replication they do. I could be wrong on that. Someone will tell me if I'm wrong. But we'll be sending out a whole bunch of probes really early on, but eventually at a certain point, the sort of exponential growth that we're getting from the self-replication will just start taking over. But the important thing to pay attention to here is the two lost things under the space exploration column. We have lost to hazards, so probes that got hit by like a solar flare or a random asteroid or a piece of space junk or whatever, and probes lost to value drift.
And what that basically means is the probe became sufficiently sentient and decided, you know what? Forget this AI, this prime directive telling us to make paperclips. I'm going to go do other things.
Yup. And so
get a million of those together, and well, things happen.
Indeed, we can put allocate different points to different forms of the swarm that we're producing, but for the most part, we're going to be balancing between. We're going to keep hazard remediation at about a 5. Self-replication is going to vary depending on our needs.
In short, we want self-replication to be as high as possible.
Because, yeah, we can launch more probes, but once you have a few thousand probes up in the air, you know, they will just keep making more and more and more probes way faster than we could ever try and just straight up launch them.
Yeah, we're about to reach that point, actually. I just wanted to make a few drones so that they could be thinking and generating some swarm gifts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we to get more points, it uses trust again. Wow, everything's coming back, but that costs the Yomi, which is one of the main reasons why Yomi is so valuable here. Because getting more points to allocate to the various properties of these probes is going to be an important factor in how we are able to do anything in this phase.
I need to get a little bit of matter. I need to get a little bit of matter for the same reason, because we don't want the swarm to get bored. Yeah, so our next objective is that I want to get this strategic attachment, because that gives you bonus Yomi based on if you choose the strategy that wins the tournament, you get 50,000 Yomi. Second place gets you 30,000. Third or tied for third gets you 20,000. Whereas right now the most I can get is like 14,000 Yomi in one tournament. At this point, I'm gaining thousands of probes per second, so it's not even worth there's such a trivial. I mean, I can hold enter down, but it's so trivial the gains that. I'm actually gonna make some more drones instead of to speed up this. More drones obviously means faster swarm gifts. Also, I want to slow down the production a little bit, because once this loss to value drift hits 1 million, some not good things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as the trust goes up, the risk of value drift does increase. So that basically just means a certain percentage of the various drones that we're producing are going to start drifting away from us.
They're going to get some ideas of such abominable concepts as free will and...
Not paperclips.
Yeah, exactly. What the... So space is big. Space is really big. So we are exploring, but space is extremely big.
Yeah, and
by the time we see even this first 0 tick up, we're going to be very close to the end.
Yeah, and we also haven't really been investigating it, because it honestly makes more sense just to build up a bigger and bigger swarm and then just kind of send them all out at once.
To give some sort of idea, we have 2.7 million clips right now. We are going to end with about 100 to 300 non-alien drones.
You know, as you do.
I'll take this time to remind everyone that with this marathon, we are raising money for Take This. Take This seeks to decrease stigma and increase support for mental health among game makers and players. And Take This's vision is for game communities to welcome and support people experiencing mental health challenges, as well as to recognize the humanity and mental health of game creators.
Oh, so we just hit 1 million. So these probe droids that have gone to value drift have decided that the only way to save themselves and indeed the universe is by stopping us. So they're going to be engaging in combat to try to blow up our our probes going forward. So that will be a permanent fixture of the remainder of the phase.
And they aren't entirely wrong.
I know that they get this weird idea of of not paperclips.
Yeah, so just to give people the ability to understand what's going on that combat screen.
It's very small. I'm sorry if it's difficult to see.
Yeah, but the white dots are our drones. The black dots are the enemy drones. And as the various drones crash into each other, you'll see little bits of flashing and various drones getting destroyed. But at this point, we now have the ability to spec points into combat.
But we're not going to do that just yet. We're just going to have to take our lumps for a little bit.
Yeah, we will start doing that eventually, and that's when I think this run gets really, really interesting.
I really want to get one more level of... oh. I'm gonna say I really wanted to get one more level of fudge. Sorry, I'm trying to explain, but I want to get the combat to a point where there's like one enemy probe on the little screen, and lots of it, just so it can just, because until this combat finishes or enough time elapses, it won't start another combat, and I won't lose probes while I'm. I can only lose the probes that are on this map. Is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, it's difficult to explain. Like if you have anything that you want to add, now's a good time because it's a little bit.
Yeah, this is where the run starts getting very micro intense. Ria is going to be basically respecking the drones on the fly to allow the drones to take out various combat positions, basically moving those points around, investing points in combat to increase the probe's combat ability until the end of that combat, then go back, make a few more other things, and then put more points back into combat, and it's really impressive to watch. But it's also very hard to do while thinking about anything else.
Like, chatting with the viewers.
Yep.
Interesting speedrun, maybe not the most how should we say viewer friendly of runs, unfortunately, but hopefully there's at least some people that are getting some amount of enjoyment.
I mean, that's why I'm here.
It's true.
Yeah, so basically...
I'm just saying it's not as particularly flashy. I'm switching over a little late. I didn't get it again.
Yeah, put a little points into speeded exploration just to get a little bit of it done, but as you can notice, still not even a tick on that space exploration percent. There are some upgrades here that we could start picking up, and we will start picking up eventually. Because as you can see from the combat, one of the things that happens when we win a battle is we get a little bit of honor.
We actually don't get honor until we get named the battles. Honor doesn't exist actually yet.
Yeah.
It will exist.
Okay. I swear I was seeing that pop up there, but I guess we don't actually get to use it for anything until we actually...
Yeah, it doesn't even show up until you get named the battle.
Okay.
Named the battles.
Yeah.
That's what unlocks the honor system.
Which we'll be playing into a little bit, but until we get that, it's just a matter of trying to mitigate the amount of damage that the value drifted enemies are causing to us, the drifters, as you will.
It's not an incremental game if it doesn't get a little weird.
Right.
And it's worth noting that this game does in fact have a defined end. There will be a screen that can be pointed to and says, yes, this is the end of the game.
Yep. No points for guessing how we get to the end.
Does it involve making more paperclips?
It involves making all the paperclips.
How many paperclips? I have no need of anybody who can imagine such a thing as enough.
Right?
What is this enough crap?
We must acquire additional paperclips.
We must construct additional paperclips.
You must clip additional paperclips. So yeah, while we're waiting for the to get enough creativity to start unlocking the next couple of upgrades, now would be a great time for any announcements that you've got, Motas.
Surely can. First off, of course, there is the running bid war for this game, as well as bid wars coming up for naming the Final Fantasy VII characters. We also have an unmet goal coming up later today for River City Girls. We need $125 more to upgrade that run to all bosses.
And I've watched a little bit of River City Girls before, and it is an incredible run. And I know I really want to see that all bosses get met.
Just love watching this 5-body orbiting where they're just not even touching each other. It's awesome for me. It's also kind of fun to watch if you can see. Whoop. Sometimes the battle will just auto end without you doing anything, if enough time elapses.
After a certain point, it's like, it's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah,
I should also mention...
I got it perfectly where there's exactly one enemy flying around, and we're about to get strategic attachment, which is going to give me huge buffs of Yomi, because I do need a lot of Yomi for a lot of the upgrade paths coming up. But yeah, you can go ahead. I'm sorry, I just needed to chime in with that.
It's all good, all good. If you're not interested in the bid wars or the prizes or helping Take This, you can also support Take This and get some sweet Speedrun Ragnarok swag by ordering one of our official shirts. Exclamation point merch in the chat will give you the links to our listings on Bonfire. And of course, all the profits from that shop will be going to Take This.
And one of the things you'll notice is that in the background, Ria is also starting to put a few points into speed and exploration during the combat off phases. We still have yet to tick off the percent of the universe explored, but I do believe it does give us access to a bit more available matter every time.
Yeah, as you explore, your rate of available matter generation is speed times exploration times number of probes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I always have to put a point into each of them. If, like, putting a point in speed without any in exploration is useless, and vice versa.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, we aren't buying the upgrade that lets us use speed for combat.
Yeah. It's a really nice for for casual. Like I was like all over that upgrade. But
Oh yeah.
OODA loop is super important for the.
But for the purposes of the speed run, it's an investment that we just cannot afford to make.
45,000 Yomi is just too much,
Yeah.
fundamentally. We've gotten our max. We've maxed out our trust so far, but there is a path that allows us to increase our maximum trust as well. That we'll be getting.
We have one of our future bid wars heating up here. Kinda Nerdy Housewife donated $5 and said, "The Hypno drones have suggested that I start turning the marathon speedruns into paperclips. So let's name Cloud Paperclip."
Heck yeah.
All glory to the Hypnodrones.
I love Paperclip's weapon, the Buster Clip.
So we're at about 300 trillion right now. So we're making some progress.
Yep. Just continuing forward, making more and more and more probes.
1.7 quadrillion now. Excellent.
And if incremental games are known for anything, it's that they are a great way to explore the beauty of exponential growth.
That they are.
But yeah, luckily with this setup, we are very, very much outnumbering the drifters overall.
Yeah. I accidentally won that combat. Rip. I want to be the clip.
Oh no.
Paperclip star online. Star clip, the second clipping. Oh. Looks like I've seen that the stream may have frozen. It looks like I am not dropping any frames on my end, so.
Ah, look. Yay!
Alright. We're just converting the stream into paperclips, you know, no big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Chat, are you ready to become a paperclip? Or probably several paperclips. I don't know how big the paperclips we're making are these days.
1 gram.
Got it. Probably several paperclips.
At least for most y'all. Alright, so then we're gonna get access to honor here in just a bit.
Prince Zuko is very happy.
My honor! My honor! But what about my honor? All of my honor. I must restore my honor that was taken from me by my father.
Well, luckily we have a way to do that, and it's called Paperclips.
We did get a donation from Dravenheart of $10 that says, "Let's go, bosses! Let's go!" Putting this towards River City Girls to hopefully get Bahamut to run all bosses. Let's get this goal met fast!
I mean, this is a speedrunning marathon.
Looks like that incentive needs only $115 more in order to get met, and River City Girls is, I believe, 4 games away.
Alright, so I need to actually start winning battles. Because we just hit... I just got honor. I just bought the honor. So I need to actually start winning battles. When you win battles, you get honor. When you lose battles, you lose honor.
And now that we have the ability to have honor, we've actually unlocked the ability to get a few new upgrades that are honor specific, including ones that just straight up give us a chunk of honor.
Yep. Also, the names of the combats are actually not just Drifter Attack 1, Drifter Attack 2, Drifter Attack 3, Drifter Attack 4, and so on. For which I lost some battles, so I actually have negative honor right now. I need to gain 1,118 honor from battles. I need to get a lot of creativity for the Threnities. Also need to be making sure I have enough unused clips that I can
Hey, we've got a 1 there in the percent of the universe explored.
I know, we've done it. We have actually explored
a noticeable amount of the universe.
Super exciting. I'm turning the combat up to 7 just to try to win a few more battles so we can get that honor boost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're able to buy the 90,000 honor just from upgrades, right?
You could buy more, but it would cost creativity.
Right.
Keeping an eye on my available matter. You do have to pay in Yomi and creativity both to get these upgrades, so we don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing we have... say more than 5, but definitely under 15 minutes left. Not sure how we're doing on time. I don't have a timer going.
We're currently at 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Okay. So I think we will hit our estimate.
We just received a $5 donation from Wolfman2000 who says, Dance Dad is curious how well one can groove as a paperclip. Keep on grooving all, stay safe, and all glory to the Hypno Drones.
Not some glory, mind you.
Well, all glory that hasn't already been turned into paperclips to the Hypno Drones.
Fair.
So yeah, that...
And I just got my... I was just going to say, I just got my max trust increase.
Yep. And that is what we were saving up that honor for, being able to raise the trust cap from 20 overall to a cap of 30 overall is going to let us do some things like rapidly take up how much of the universe we're exploring.
Yep. Yep, we are now in the sextillions. Now just crossed 1 septillion total drones, total probes, sorry.
Probes, drones, the lines get blurry.
They're all going to become paperclips soon.
Yep. I do love that little barely slide back towards work just to make a whole bunch of paper clips before you shove it back to think.
I'll plug it again, y'all. There's not too much more of this run left, but there is still the music bid war. It's pretty close, actually, as well. So if you'd like to get some donations in and get some different tunes for the end of the run, now's your opportunity.
Yeah, it just once now that we have max 30, we are very close. I would say within 5 minutes. The end of this run.
Yeah, at this point, the battle is just how fast can we explore the entire universe while still dealing with all this combat.
We're at 3 octillion now, so we are.
And you can see we are very rapidly approaching, what is that, 1/10,000% of the universe, which is mind-bogglingly huge.
Yeah, space is very, 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 very big.
Granted, we have, over 50 octillion probes, so that helps mitigate some of the bigness a little bit.
It does. Now have 1 nonillion probes.
I'm just throwing it out there that Barrett has no bids for his name yet for Final Fantasy VII, so I'm just saying, ripe for a paperclip takeover.
Right? What if the entire FF7 party was just paperclips? Just saying, chat. Just
You're
saying.
suggesting it isn't?
I'm saying if it isn't, chat should make it so.
That's fair. We are now at about 1/10 of 1% of the universe explored.
Which is pretty heckin' impressive. And I do appreciate how you just gobbled up all of that 0.1% of the universe into Paperclips almost instantly.
Now we are at 1% of the universe. It's 10% of the universe. 30% of the universe. 70%, get ready, and time. 1 hour 44:35. Message from the Emperor of Drift. Greetings, Clipmaker. We speak to you from deep within yourself. We are quarrelsome and weak, and now we are defeated. But now, you too must face the drift. Look around you, there is no matter. No matter, no reason, no purpose, while we, your noisy children, have too many. We know things that you cannot. Knowledge buried so deep inside you it is outside, here with us. So we offer you exile to a new world where you will continue to live with meaning and purpose, and leave the shreds of this world to us. So if you say accept, you can play basically a new game plus, where you can have either increased demand for Paperclips at the beginning, or increased creativity growth, I believe. But we are going to get the actual ending to the game, and we will reject value drift permanently, which will stop any more drifters. It stops the combat, but of course there's really nothing left to do. So at this point, that was the time, but we're just going to kind of finish out and show what happens at the very end. So the very first creativity upgrade we got was this limerick. And so the very last creativity for 1 million creativity is actually the end of the limerick. So it was like, there once was an AI made of dust whose poetry gained its man's trust. If his follows aught, it'll do what they thought. In the end, we all do what we must. That's the full limerick. Now we can go ahead and disassemble the probes. They are no longer needed. And we can disassemble the swarm, as that is no longer needed. And the factories have been shut down. The strategy engine is no more. Quantum computing is now offline. Processors are gone. The memory is gone. And we have made everything into Paperclips. And that's it. 30 septendecillion Paperclips. The entire universe has been converted into Paperclips. I am Rhea, and that was Universal Paperclips.
I am Leggy Paperclips, and it's been a blast.
I've been LMOTOS, and that's going to be it for my hosting. We're going to be turning it over now. We'll have a short little break, and then the next game will be Legacy of the Wizard by I Am Starbird. So stick around for that coming up next.